These are the wise sayings of Agur, son of Jacob from Massa. He says, God, I am tired, so tired. How can I keep going? I am stupid. I am not as smart as other people are. I have not learned to be wise. I know nothing about the Holy One. Who has ever gone up to heaven and come back down? Who gathered the winds in his hand? Who can gather up all the water in his lap? Who set the limits for the world? What is his name? And what is his son's name? Do you know? You can trust this. Every word that God speaks is true. God is a safe place for those who go to him. So don't try to change what God says. If you do, he will punish you and prove that you are a liar. God, I ask you to do 2 things for me before I die. Don't let me tell lies, and don't make me too rich or too poor. Give me only enough food for each day. If I have too much, I might deny that I need you, Lord. But if I am too poor, I might steal and bring shame to the name of my God. Never say bad things about a slave to his master. If you do, he will curse you, and you will suffer for it. Some people curse their fathers and refuse to bless their mothers. Some people think they are pure, but they have done nothing to remove the filth of their sin. Some people are so proud of themselves, and they look down on everyone else. There are people whose teeth are like swords and their jaws like knives. They take everything they can from the poor. Greedy people know only 2 things: give me and give me. There are 3 other things that are never satisfied. Really 4 things that never have enough. The place of death, a woman with no children, dry ground that needs rain, and a fire that will never stop by itself. People who make fun of their father or refuse to obey their mother should have their eyes plucked out by wild birds and be eaten by vultures. There are 3 things that are hard for me to understand. Really 4 things that I don't understand. An eagle flying in the sky, a snake moving on a rock, a ship moving across the ocean, and a man in love with a woman. A woman who is not faithful to her husband acts innocent. She eats, wipes her mouth, and says she has done nothing wrong. There are 3 things that make trouble on the earth. Really 4 that the earth cannot bear. A slave who becomes a king, fools who have everything they need, a woman whose husband hated her but still married her, and a servant girl who becomes ruler over the woman she serves. There are 4 things on earth that are small but very wise. Ants are small and weak, but they save their food all summer. Badgers are small animals, but they make their homes in the rocks. Locusts have no king, but they are able to work together. Lizards are small enough to catch with your hands, but you can find them living in kings' palaces. There are 3 things that act important when they walk. Really, there are 4. A lion, he is the warrior of the animals and runs from nothing. A rooster walking proudly, a goat, and a king among his people. If you have been foolish enough to become proud and make plans against other people, stop and think about what you're doing. Stirring milk causes butter to form. Hitting someone's nose causes blood to flow, and making people angry causes trouble. These are the wise sayings that King Lemuel's mother taught him. I prayed for a son, and you were the son I gave birth to. Don't waste your strength on women. Women destroy kings, so don't waste yourself on them. Lemuel, it is not wise for kings to drink wine. It is not wise for rulers to want beer. They may drink too much and forget what the law says. Then they might take away the rights of the poor. Give beer to people without hope. Give wine to those who are in trouble. Let them drink to forget their troubles. Let them forget they are poor. Speak up for people who cannot speak for themselves. Help people who are in trouble. Stand up for what you know is right, and judge all people fairly. Protect the rights of the poor and those who need help. How hard it is to find the perfect wife. She is worth far more than jewels. Her husband depends on her. He will never be poor. She does good for her husband all her life. She never causes him trouble. She is always gathering wool and flax and enjoys making things with her hands. She is like a ship from a faraway place. She brings home food from everywhere. She wakes up early in the morning, cooks food for her family, and gives the servants their share. She looks at land and buys it. She uses the money she has earned and plants a vineyard. She works very hard. She is strong and able to do all her work. She works late into the night to make sure her business earns a profit. She makes her own thread and weaves her own cloth. She always gives to the poor and helps those who need it. She does not worry about her family when it snows. She has given them all good, warm clothes. She makes sheets and spreads for the beds, and she wears clothes of fine linen. Her husband is a respected member of the city council. where he meets with the other leaders. She makes clothes and belts and sells them to merchants. She is a strong person, and people respect her. She looks to the future with confidence. She speaks with wisdom and teaches others to be loving and kind. She oversees the care of her house. She is never lazy. Her children say good things about her. Her husband brags about her and says, "There are many good women, but you are the best." Grace and beauty can fool you, but a woman who respects the Lord should be praised. Give her the reward she deserves. Praise her in public for what she has done.